parts protect the parts. They leap in and they say, too much, too far, too scary, not safe. We're not going there. We're not going to make the vow to never drink alcohol forever. Fuck that. But what is actually scary here, right? What is scary is the lie that we have been sold. The lie that alcohol is something that we even give up. That alcohol is a loss. That to drink alcohol is natural, necessary, nice, normal, and noble. It is bullshit. Cup of tea, anyone? Can you be alcohol-free as fuck forever? Capital letters. That question right there absolutely terrifies people. It's a one that parts cling on to like a life raft in a storm. Because if you say yes, it means that something is dying. And if you say no, then you never ever get free. So today, strivers, we're going straight into the fear of fire. This is your coaching corner, and we're not here to tiptoe around. Hello everybody, my name is Davy. I am not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone who lives a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck, and I spend every waking moment of that life helping other people do the same. Like right now. Okay, this is our weekly dive into Coach's Corner. And this is a big question I get all the time when I'm coaching people to become alcohol-free as fuck and live a self-led life. And the question is, can I really be alcohol-free forever? It is a question, no doubt, that haunts most people that come to Strive, because this isn't just about alcohol, let's face it. It is about your identity, your culture, your memories, your life. Because alcohol was your glue, your grief balm, your party starter. It was how you bonded with people that you loved, and it has been woven into everything in your life. So when you hear the word forever, it sends your nervous system into meltdown. But here's a twist. Just like we rarely spend our days obsessing over our eventual death, we push this question aside because it's too overwhelming. The system knows if we get too close to forever, our exiled parts will start screaming. So parts protect the parts. They leap in and they say, too much, too far, too scary, not safe. We're not going there. We're not going to make the vow to never drink alcohol forever. Fuck that. But what is actually scary here, right? What is scary is the lie that we have been sold. The lie that alcohol is something that we even give up. That alcohol is a loss. That to drink alcohol is natural, necessary, nice, normal, and noble. It is bullshit. Because once that illusion shatters, once you see alcohol as a violent, culture-wide hypnotic, once you realize that alcohol has no true value, that it is not a friend, that it is not a tradition, that it is not a personality enhancer, you're no longer scared of forever because you're free. Now we're going to take a short break, but before we do, let me ask you something. What if your fear of being alcohol-free as fuck forever isn't about alcohol at all? What if it's about letting go of the version of you that needs to feel loved, accepted, or alive? Just pause on that and have a think. Welcome back to the 1000 Days Sober Podcast Coaching Corner edition. And before the break, we were sitting with the fear behind the forever question. So now let's shift into the work that actually makes forever possible. Because here's the truth. You don't need to answer the forever question today. You don't even need to answer it tomorrow. You just need to meet one craving at a time. And that's the difference here at Strive, right? AA will tell you, take one day at a time. And I like that, right? I really do. But at Strive, we go a little bit deeper. We say, take this journey one trigger at a time. Because most strivers don't drink all day. Most people who come to Strive, they don't wake up and put vodka on their cornflakes, right? They brush their teeth, they go to work, they show up, and then bam, 5 p.m. hits. The window opens, right? The trigger fires. And in that window, your parts grab the wheel. And your parts say, we're going to drink. But it's not about the drink. It's about protected parts trying to soothe your pain. It's about being on autopilot. It's about habitual behavior, learned response. It's about the nervous system screaming for help. And alcohol is the only thing you've ever known that fixes it, that sees the call for help from the nervous system and comes rushing to your aid. So what do? You break it down, you meet your parts, you slow the moment down, you greet them with compassion, you let self take the wheel, you become a game planner, right? You have to take action, you have to get ahead of this. I have a story for you. It was in 2017, I think, when Lincoln City, this non-league team, had this mad FA Cup run. So I'm talking football. If you don't like football, just stick with me. Lincoln is a team that should be nowhere near this cup, and they have a really good run, right? And they end up beating a Premier League side in Burnley. And I watched Match of the Day, this highlight show in the evening, and I was on the sofa, and they brought the Lincoln City manager onto Match of the Day. His name is Danny Cowley. And they said to him, how did you manage to beat a Premier League side? What was your strategy going into the game? And Danny said something that stuck with me today. He said he told his players not to think about the game as a 90-minute football game. They broke it down into 15-minute quarters. So instead of trying to survive the full match, right, in one go, they just focused on a game plan for 15 minutes at a time. And then that hit me, because this is exactly how we should approach alcohol-free living. You don't need to figure out your whole life. You don't need to think about the forever question. You just need to map out the next 15 minutes or the next 2 hours after work, whatever your window is. Most people have a trigger window, a window of vulnerability, as we call it at Strive, right? And most people, it's usually when they finish work, and then it ends at a time when they're kind of done with it and they're ready to go to bed. Right? So it's usually like 5 till 9. So the worst case scenario for a lot of people is this 4-hour window of vulnerability. What is your plan for those 4 hours? What if you broke it down into quarters? What is your plan for 1 hour? Yeah. What if you broke it down even further? What if you said to yourself, okay, so I'm actually going to go to the movie theater. So there's 2 hours of my 4 gone. Now I've got 2 hours left. I'm going to go and speak to my friend, Lee, because he doesn't drink. I'm going to go hang out with him. Now the 4 hours have gone, right? You've got a plan. You've got a game plan, right? So if Lincoln City can take down a Premier League team doing that, maybe, just maybe, you can take down the idea that you need to drink alcohol tonight. Okay, today's daily vow. Today, I will not drink because I don't need to, because the craving is not a command, because this part is not my truth, because I can be present without the poison. I can breathe through this moment and I can come out the other side stronger. Forever isn't built in a day. It's built in tiny revolutions, in moments where you choose self over parts, truth over terror, presence over poison. Some reflections for you today as you go about your day. What time of day is your window of vulnerability? And what parts show up fiercely in that window? And what plans can you make to fill that window of vulnerability with something other than alcohol? Share your answers with me at LeeDavyCoaching on social media, or email me at thestrivemethod.com. Okay? All right. If this episode landed for you, dear Striver, please share it with somebody else. Rate and review the podcast so you don't miss a beat. And if you want to learn more about what we do here at Strive to help you, coaching you, like dealing with questions like, what do I do if I worry about drinking alcohol forever? We have an answer for most things. If you want to explore your triggers in depth, join us on the Strive Method. Go to www.thestrivemethod.com to find out more. Until tomorrow, much love and strive on. And remember, today, that window of vulnerability, have a plan, break it down. You have got this. Okay? Much love, everybody.